Hey, how you doing? I'm Dr. Dave with Paragon Chiropractic. I'm still working on writing a lot of those things with the autophagy and the fasting and all the rest, and we will get back to that. But in the meantime, what I think I would talk about is what happens to you when you hurt your back, all right? A lot of times a person hurts their back, they go to the chiropractor, they figure they pulled a muscle or something slipped and they just need to have it knocked back into place and life is wonderful. Yeah, sometimes that happens. Most of the time, that's not what happens, right? So the actual injury that, those longer ones that don't seem to go away in a day or so, is actually an injury to a protein tissue called collagen. And what collagen looks like is the old Luftwaffe here, right? Take a peek at that. So this is a matrix. Now pretend like this is microscopic, and in each one of these little holes, cells go through all of that, right? So when you hurt yourself, what ends up happening is you damaged the collagen. This immediately sets off an inflammatory response, all right, to repair the damaged collagen. That's why it hurts, that inflammation and stuff. And it's like, well, yeah, that's why I was trying stretching and exercise and everything. And what happened? It got worse. Why? Because this matrix here, this collagen matrix, got injured and there is an inflammatory response that occurs. All right, now how fast does that go away? That depends on you and what you eat. Like we talked about, the deflammatory diet, eating in that time-restricted eating window and stuff like that. If your body is constantly trying to handle the inflammation caused from a box of Krispy Kreme donuts, there's not a whole lot left to fix this collagen. This is going to take a while. It's going to take a real long time. And so what ends up happening is that destructive force. Now, in trying to repair this, there's an enzyme called matrix metalloproteinase, MMPs. Great. But what they're supposed to do is go in and clean up the broken tissue. If you are inflamed or quite inflamed, they don't do that. What those matrix metalloproteinases do is they destroy everything that's collagen, right? So they're going to destroy bone, they're going to destroy cartilage, they're going to destroy ligaments, they're going to destroy tendons, and they're just going to keep on and on and on and on and on. This is the thing that everybody, when they get into a car accident, might have trouble years later. You might if that inflammation never shut off and this never healed. So this isn't just with the disc in your back, this is all of it. That's that knee. Oh, I see, I got that knee from running and stuff. You are hammering and destroying the collagen, and there is an inflammatory thing. Now, with elbows, knees, and shoulders, and all these joints that stay chronically inflamed, there is another response. It's called it's a pro-inflammatory cytokine. Right? You remember back from COVID days, the cytokine storm and all the rest of the stuff. They're finding that chronic knee, that chronic hip, that chronic elbow, that chronic shoulder stuff is actually a sign of destruction of your heart tissue. Because the pro-inflammatory cytokines destroy the heart. How about that? So here's a question: how much Tylenol would you have to take to keep the pro-inflammatory cytokines from destroying your heart? 3 bottles, a dozen bottles, 12 dozen bottles, a whole warehouse full? None of it. It's the inflammation. So here we go. That's the whole thing. So what we're looking at trying to have happen is we want to get a situation where initially that destructive force is greater than the healing force. And then at some point when you start to feel better, you're healing more than you're destroying. So now as things get a little destroyed, your body can heal and recover it, and you stay up this way. So this is when the big question comes in, that everybody's like, well, what can I do to help the collagen heal? Let's see. A balanced diet. So what does that mean? That means protein. You want to eat probably close to about 100 grams of protein a day in 16 to 20 gram feedings. A 16 gram piece of protein or chicken breast is about the size of the palm of your hand. All right, so you do about 5 of those a day or so. You also want to eat a lot of fats. That's coconut oil, avocado oil, olive oil, things along those particular lines, not the polyunsaturated vegetable oils or trans fats. Those are real good. The other thing, and oh my goodness, here he goes again, here goes Dr. Dave again, talking about that de-inflammatory diet. Absolutely. You eliminate the sugars, the grains, the grain flours, the trans fats, the polyunsaturated vegetable oils. Why? Because they are highly inflammatory. We already have a destructive process. We have an enzyme that's not being told to stop that is going to destroy everything. And that's the best part. Eventually it does heal. And so when that finally does, it heals with scar tissue that calcifies, and then that's the arthritic change. Oh, doc says I got arthritis. That's where it came from. You didn't catch it from a toilet seat. It was from an uncontrolled, inflammatory, chronic situation that just burned and destroyed, and things along those lines. So we've got the diet. The other thing, and to the diet also, guess what works amazingly well? Here we are again. We got the Ultra Inflamex Plus 360. It's a wonderful anti-inflammatory, deflammatory protein that does wonders for you. We have the this is not SPMs. I got to wear my glasses. But those specific pro-regulating mediators, or resolving, I should say, specific or specialized pro-resolving mediators, SPMs, work amazingly well because they help put an end and resolve that inflammatory process. The other thing that works real well is sometimes people will go and they'll get platelet-rich plasma, the PRP, they'll go get prolotherapy. They'll get stem cell injections, right? So the stem cells, they pull them out of your body, the platelet-rich plasma, they spin it down and inject it and everything. This could cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. What we were going to do is we're going to film this in the room where our MyAct machine is. You've probably heard it, that thing, that tick, 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 or you've had it. What that does is it creates micro trauma, and it brings the stem cells, the platelets, the resolving, the SPMs, your body's own natural SPMs, and it heals and resolves. And we can do that in probably about 3 or 4 visits, which would come out to be, I don't know, $280 as opposed to $3,000 or $4,000. And oh, by the way, it works. Works very, very well. That's something that we want to do. The other thing that helps build collagen is light activity. So this is not going to the gym. It's just a pulled muscle. I'm going to work it out with deadlifts and everything else. No, highly destructive. You started another destruction. You're breaking and destroying the matrix of the collagen, right? So there you go. So that's why we recommend short walks. 4 or 5 houses down, turn around, come back. We like the glute squeezes. Squeeze your bottom muscles as hard as you can. Pull up into your pelvic girdle. And then finally, there is always ice. And ice will help put that inflammation out. So hopefully you get the idea that that's why. So it's amazing when a person comes in and they've got all this pain and they get an adjustment and they get up and they feel great and they walk away. I got to be honest with you, I've been doing this 40 years. I don't know how that works. I really don't know how it works, but it does. So at some particular point, when do we consider the chiropractic adjustment a miracle? What else would it be? How in the world would you ever adjust this collagen matrix to heal and adjust the inflammation out of there and all the rest of the stuff? And yet when you get the adjustment, it helps with that process, the pain goes away, and you do and feel better. Chiropractic adjustment is a miracle. Good. So hopefully this week, if you got any questions on this, please let me know. It's real easy to explain, but you got to understand these back things, usually these knee, shoulder, hip things, are real live, honest to goodness injuries with inflammation, and there's a lot of destruction going on, and you are not going to get better until the destruction goes away. It would be like trying to move the new furniture into a house while it's still burning. You got to put the fire out, rebuild the house, now move the furniture in. All right, so hit that like button, subscribe, give us a call, let us know. We can show you how to get your Ultra Inflamex and your SPMs, and we can talk to you more about collagen and building that up. I can show you the MyAct machine and everything else. Great. Well, yeah, hope everybody had a happy Mother's Day, and we'll see you next week.